I'm John Radu with the TG Creative team. Today I created a mid-length mod shape with my model Maxwell. Starting with Salty Knot's story, spraying it through and then brushing it in to give me a nice coverage to create the texture that I'm looking for. Afterwards, layering on Manipulator just to give me a little bit more control and smoothness on the hair. Starting with the horseshoe section and isolating my sections in front of the ear on both sides. Starting at the back with the diagonal forward section, elevating the hair at finger depth to create low graduation. This became my guide to carry me through working with diagonal forward sections all the way up to my radial section, working with diagonal backs to create a nice soft graduation, using my underneath as my guide. Working this on both sides to create a balanced look. Once the back is finished, I approach the front section in front of the ear using a block graduation technique and using my back as my guide to length, elevating the hair up above the round of the head to retain some length through the front panel. Once both sides are done, started approaching the top section by isolating the front from the back on the top of the head with a radial section, working with diagonal backs, using my underneath graduation as my guide to length, directing everything down to the graduation level. Using diagonal backs and combing everything down to my graduation underneath to blend from the bottom to the top. Working this on both sides of the radial at the back. Once that is finished, I subdivided the top section and using a pivoting radial, combing everything to the side and once again blending to the graduation underneath. Once the top section was done, I isolated the fringe area with two diagonal backs. Using low elevation for the fringe, point cutting at different angles to blend into the sides. A low elevation starting from the middle to blend into the sides, using deep point cutting technique. I used butterfly clips at the very back of the perimeter just to keep the shape nice and flat against the head as the hair was drying. Once the shape is finished, I used the diffuser to help me create natural texture and movement into the hair. I used a deep point cutting technique to remove some of the extra weight that was built through my technique. I used channel cutting through the perimeter just to further break it up and remove some more bulk. Also incorporating channel cutting into the fringe area to create further movement and separation in the fringe. I used his natural texture to help build the shape. Manipulator through my fingertips to create the texture. Paddle brush to keep the style collapsed. I was really happy with the result. I think it fit his whole personality and lifestyle really well, being a musician. His natural texture really helped me create that look that I was looking for. For more inspiration, visit bedhead.com.